In the complex dynamics of the Middle East, in response to Israel's actions, Yemen's Houthi rebels, positioning themselves as avengers, have retaliated by targeting ships traversing the Red Sea and the Suez Canal on their way to Israel's shores. In response to the Houthi actions, the coalition led by the United States initiated airstrikes on Houthi targets in Yemen. The primary concern was that these strikes could impact the U.S. Navy, potentially leading to a global catastrophe. The ongoing offensive against the Houthis has resulted in a depletion of their offensive capabilities and armaments. Amidst the operations, 2 SEAL commandos were abducted. The U.S. military reported that Navy SEALs intercepted a boat bound for Yemen, discovering missile components from Iran and other weaponry intended for the Houthi forces. Images released by the U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, displayed components of a small missile, including a rocket engine and guidance systems. A photo of the cargo ship allegedly carrying the weaponry was also shared. This seizure followed airstrikes by the US and UK against Houthi sites, aiming to thwart Yemeni militant attacks on ships in the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. The incident, reported by CENTCOM, raises concerns that the conflict might intensify, posing a growing threat to Iran. In a related development, 2 Navy SEAL members were reported missing, adding another layer of complexity to the situation. The conflict's escalation and its potential implications for Iran remain key points of concern as the international community watches the events unfold in this turbulent region. In the daring mission, SEALs approached the Arab sailboat using specialized small gunboats designed for special operations, as revealed by U.S. sources citing Defense Department officials. The operation took an unexpected turn when a high wave tossed one of the SEAL commandos overboard during the nighttime approach in open seas with 2.4-meter waves. Demonstrating adherence to protocol, another SEAL commando immediately dove after his comrade. As of now, both SEALs remain missing, prompting an ongoing search and rescue effort by the U.S. Navy. General Michael Eric Keela, the commander of CENTCOM, emphasized, "We are conducting a comprehensive search for our missing teammates." The Arab sailboat, carrying a crew of 14, was detained and held in custody until a decision was made on their transfer, following international laws. Adding to the complexity, the boat was found to be unstable and ultimately sank during the recent interception. Notably, the U.S. military seized components of the C-802-based anti-ship cruise missile in this operation. These items are easily identifiable, and Iran is implicated as the producer of numerous modifications and adaptations of this weapon originally invented by China. The Houthis have acquired a significant number of these missiles, each equipped with guidance packages, including an inertial navigation system (INS), for precise targeting. The unfolding events underscore the intricate challenges and high-stakes dynamics in the region, as international forces navigate through the complexities of maritime security and geopolitical tensions. In a significant development, the United States has taken proactive measures to counter the threat posed by Houthi forces in the Red Sea region. Initial analysis reveals that the same weapons previously used by the Houthis to menace innocent sailors aboard international merchant ships are now being targeted. The U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, released a statement today confirming that the recent preemptive attacks specifically targeted the anti-ship ballistic missile launchers belonging to the Houthi group. These actions follow a broader campaign conducted jointly by the United States and the United Kingdom the previous week, which aimed to cripple Yemeni terrorists' capabilities, including missiles, drones, and air defense systems. In an intriguing twist, U.S. soldiers intercepted an Arab boat off the coast of Somalia, seizing 11 sensor turrets. These turrets, a combination of electro-optical and infrared cameras, are less conspicuous than missile components but are among the most captivating elements in the seized arsenal. Their intended use by the Houthis remains unclear, but CENTCOM's statement describes them as components related to air defense. As tensions continue to escalate in the region, the United States remains steadfast in its efforts to neutralize threats and safeguard international waters, shedding light on the intricacies of modern conflict and the evolving tactics of militant groups. In a significant policy shift, the United States of America is set to reinstate the Houthi rebel group on its list of terrorist organizations. This decision, marking a reversal from the Biden administration's earlier delisting, comes in the aftermath of a recent U.S. strike on Houthi facilities in Yemen. The strike was a response to months of attacks on trade ships in the Red Sea. Vice President Joe Biden's government aims to formally announce the designation of the Houthis as a specially designated global terrorist group on Wednesday. This move overturns President Biden's initial decision to remove the Houthis from the list, citing concerns about jeopardizing peace talks and impacting the fragile Yemeni economy. Previously, during the Trump administration, the Houthis were listed as the first on the roster of specially designated global terrorist groups. This designation restricts individuals or corporations in the United States from providing any form of support to the group, and members are barred from visiting the United States. Additionally, it mandates U.S. financial institutions to freeze all funds held or controlled by the Houthi group. John Kirby, a spokesperson for the National Security Council, acknowledged that the U.S. was reviewing the situation but refrained from confirming whether the decision to reinstate the Houthis was imminent. Requests for comments from both the State Department and the National Security Council remained unanswered. This development unfolds against the backdrop of defiant rebel forces in Yemen, who, despite being given an ultimatum to cease attacks on ships in the Red Sea, faced a series of raids on Houthi locations in Yemen led by a coalition spearheaded by the United States. The shifting dynamics reflect the intricate challenges in the region and the complexities of U.S. foreign policy in addressing the Yemeni conflict. Last week, a coalition led by the United States and supported by Australia, Bahrain, Canada, and the Netherlands conducted targeted actions aimed at curbing attacks by Houthi forces. These attacks were in response to Israel's 2014 war against Hamas in Gaza. The Houthis, predominantly Shiite Islamists, had seized control of Yemen's government and received support from Iran. Since October 7, when Hamas launched a terrorist attack in Israel, the Houthis had been carrying out numerous drone and missile attacks against Israeli territory and merchant shipping in the Red Sea. This forced major shipping companies, oil producers, and cargo owners to reroute their ships away from Israel, particularly in the region around the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa. This situation led to increases in both oil prices and insurance premiums. In mid-December, the United States and other nations established a multinational navy to safeguard the security of the region. On Tuesday, the U.S. launched a second offensive against Houthi-controlled territory, responding to Houthi attacks, including an anti-ship missile launched at the U.S.-owned MV Gibraltar Eagle. Shortly after the U.S. attack, a Houthi-launched missile hit a ship flying the Maltese flag, with no reported injuries. One of the final actions of the Trump administration was the suspension of adding the Houthis to the U.S. list of foreign terrorist organizations. However, a month later, the Biden administration reversed this decision, citing warnings from United Nations humanitarian agencies and other organizations. The denial of Yemenis access to food and fuel has exacerbated the suffering caused by the civil war. The situation is dynamic, and developments are being closely monitored. Thank you for following us.